December 19th, W. Lloyd Wright.
In hard times, unconditional love can heal the broken. Lloyd's daughter reluctantly looked up at him. The teenager was filled with anxiety, knowing the news she would be sharing with her father would surely upset him. Some of her friends had been kicked out of the house for the news she was about to share, so the stakes were high. She had planned carefully, wanting to be alone with her father when she told him. Staring across the breakfast counter, she took a deep breath. "Dad, I'm going to have a baby." Lloyd was a loving father and without hesitation said, "Candace, I love you." In a flash, he was out of his chair, rounding the counter, and the two met in the middle. At 6'2", Lloyd Wright was a tall man, and he engulfed his daughter Candace in his long, strong arms. "That's when I experienced the unconditional love of the Lord," Candace said many years later. "In my greatest time of need, I realized that unconditional love brings healing, hope, and dignity." A beloved MD in Golden, Colorado, Dr. Wright met a lot of people's needs. For years, he faithfully made house calls in the evenings, and he felt exceedingly blessed to care for his patients. He never charged widows or foreign students, and of the more than 2,000 babies he delivered, several were given his name to honor his selfless care. Several years into Lloyd's career, his son, a gifted athlete on his way to college, was killed in an accident. Lloyd, devastated by the loss of his son, survived by throwing himself deeper into serving his patients. His wife Lily was inconsolable, and her depression deepened with time. She never fully recovered before Alzheimer's took her even further from him. Many people thought Lloyd should put Lily in a home. He was still young, and her care would be all-consuming. But Lloyd refused. "As long as I am able, she will be in my home next to me." Lloyd decided to retire from the family practice, and for 17 years, he met his wife's needs in the time of her deepest darkness. Lloyd's granddaughter Tisha helped care for Lily. She was 17 when her grandma died. She watched her granddaddy Lloyd kneel beside Lily's casket and take his wife's hand. "Lily," he said, "I need to talk to you." Lloyd told Lily that God called them to sickness and health, and it was his honor to serve her in her sickness. As he talked, Tisha rethought what it meant to care for others. Tisha better understood her granddad's unconditional love. "It showed me what commitment was," she said. Over his lifetime, Lloyd memorized many long passages of Scripture, but he especially loved Psalm 23. He told Candace and Tisha he loved this passage because as God took him down specific paths of righteousness, like becoming his wife's caregiver, he learned to honor the Lord. For 22 years, Lloyd volunteered at Colorado School of Mines, meeting needs beyond the medical care he gave, offering students jobs, friendship, and new shoes. He even financed cars. When Lloyd remarried later in life, he and his wife Natalie, who was a nurse, served as medical missionaries. Lloyd was 98 when his housekeeper had a grand mal seizure. He rushed to her side and sat with her on the floor. Cupping her face in those large, loving hands, he said, "I'm here with you." As Candace watched, she again saw the ever-present unconditional love of God demonstrated through her father, an unconditional love her father had shared for 99 years. 1 Corinthians 13:13 says, "So now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love." What people can you demonstrate unconditional love toward? In hard times, unconditional love can heal the broken.
Hi, man. My name is Jeff Galasso. I'm coming to you from Arvada, Colorado. And what a tremendous opportunity we have to listen to these stories, life-changing stories and challenges for us as we serve Christ to become better Christians for our family, for our community, for the world. And really, the stories that we're listening to, they all elevate Christ. And Lloyd Wright story did as well. There's a number of challenges, but the three that really got me is his unconditional love, his steadfastness to unconditional love, to stand up immediately and hug his daughter and say, "It's going to be okay. I'll walk with you through this. We're going to make it." No judgment. Boy, it's one of those traits that I esteem to have, is to just have that unconditional love with me all the time and not question and not, downplay what they're telling me and judge. So that was the first one. The second one is his community. He served his community well. He taught in a college real close to us, my School of Mines, just a couple miles away from my house. And he served there for a long time, as you heard in the story. And then he became a doctor, a family doctor. He quit that job to take care of his wife. So they're back again. He loved his wife. He loved his family. What a shadow of Christ. Then the third thing is that he served his world. He was a missionary, after he became married the second time. And it's all of those three things really challenged me to be the man I need to be for my family. Unconditional love, prayer covering, to be the person I need to be in my community, my neighborhood, my church, my work, to be close to the Lord, and to make sure my life is right so I can be that covering over the family. And then the third thing is a big challenge for me, is to do something outside of this country, maybe in another world, third world, or just somewhere. And I actually went on mission trips with my two daughters as they were growing up through junior high and high school. And because I wanted them to see what the world was like outside of Arvada, Colorado. And I think it really helped them. It helped them with a lot of things, to see just how privileged we are here in America to have what we have. So I want to leave this with you today, man. Be challenged to be the man of God you need to be over your family, with that unconditional love and support. Be the unconditional love and support for your neighborhood, your community, and then try to do something with, if you can't go, maybe you can give to missions at your local church. And but try to do something outside of your community to where you're actually making a difference and God can use you. Thank you. Have a great day.